ここから先が大したことなくなっちゃうわけ。こう来たら、はい。
But if the swing is stopped before the energy is born, it is suddenly very weak, and the opponent can't do anything from there.
ここでシュッてやってこう止める。
皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Let's Ask Seki Sensei. I'd love to be your host Shogo from Let's Ask Shogo and this is Seki Sensei. Seki Sensei 本日もよろしくお願いいたします。お願いいたします。このシリーズが戻ってまいりました。今回はですね、水平切りへの対処法ということで、コメントの方ですね、実際に自分がもしこう刀を持ったとしたら確実にこう振り回して攻撃するけど、そうされたらどうするんだというお話がちょっとありまして。
This is the fifth video of the series. How do you fight against an something attack or situation? This time, let's discuss how you can fight against horizontal attacks. So today, Seki Sensei, the 22nd headmaster of Kobudo Asayama Shinryu with 400 years of history, will introduce Yai, Kenjutsu, Joe staff, and Kama Sickle techniques that deal with horizontal attacks. He will also explain the strengths and weaknesses of horizontal cuts and how to perform them correctly, which are hardly explained properly in one video. By the way, tickets for the 3-day training camp in Japan held by Seki Sensei and Let's Ask Shogo are now on sale. Check out our Patreon page for more information. So then, let's get started. Let's start by introducing to you an Yai kata. Seki Sensei will explain the fighting situation to us.
はい、今のはね、すれ違いざまにね、
はい。
相手が腰を切ってくるんですね。スーッとこういうふうに、はい、こう向いて、あーって言ってこう寄るんです。ここに力が生まれる前に手元封じちゃうと。前に手元封じちゃうと。で、型として同じことをやり返すって。
There are two important points you must not miss. One is that you must stop the opponent's attack before the energy is born. Two is that you swing the tsuka handle toward the opponent before he swings, so that he can't do anything. However, why does the opponent choose to attack horizontally in this situation?
この時、こうほら、すんごい嫌ですよ。自分の方に抜いてこないから。で、こっちに抜いたのを軸回してこう返すわけですよ。
If you didn't know this simple but important technique, the defending side is actually very disadvantageous. The opponent can use the energy of his spin to attack by swinging horizontally and kneeling, which is faster and stronger. But if the swing is stopped before the energy is born, it is suddenly very weak, and the opponent can't do anything from there. There is one more Yai kata where you fight against a horizontal attack.
とこれ当たらないでこれだけ当たってこれは同じことしてるんですけど後出しじゃんけんだからやってくるものに対して引くという選択肢ができてで相手がこうしてくる上のラインをこうやるという選択肢と相手が最初に切ろうと思った胴ははいなくなるのほらなくなるのほらでその上のコース行くとそこに手を出してることになる。
This kata explains how attacking later is surprisingly advantageous in certain situations. You're doing the same horizontal attack, only slightly higher than his attack. But because you dodged first, you don't get attacked, and he comes and gets his arm cut on his own. By the way, you can use the same saya sheath blocking technique for this situation too. Just like the first kata, you move slightly forward to stop his swing before it gains too much energy. In another video, we introduced this kata before, and many people complained, what if the opponent attacks higher than your waist in the first place? Trust me everyone, you really shouldn't challenge Seki Sensei.
なるほど。
もっと簡単。
もっと簡単ですね。
はい。
If the opponent aimed higher than the waistline, you could just use your tsuka handle to hit his hand. After that, you could hit his face, push his wrist down, and draw an attack if necessary. We must remember the more difficult situations are practiced in the kata of Iai and Genjutsu. That's because it wouldn't be a good training method if it were too easy. So any what-if situations we can easily think of are usually situations that are much easier and don't require such a complicated technique. Next, let's learn some kenjutsu kata that fights against horizontal attacks too. You come to the jodan stance to lure the opponent to attack your body with a horizontal attack.
この条件で向こうがやりやすいのって、うーって言ったらこれなんですよ。でこっちはこれに対してどうするかっていうと空間を作るとここから先が大したことなくなっちゃうわけ。こう来たらはいそうだこう来たらはいそうだでこう誘っといてあーっでまあ型を同じことやるっていうね。
This is a kata in which you learn another weakness of the horizontal attack. Although it has the advantage of being able to attack a wide area, once the katana passes in front of you, it becomes instantly weaker because it no longer transfers power to the katana. In conclusion, to deal with horizontal attacks, you must block them before they gain energy, or attack after the energy is gone. He did the first in the two Iai kata, and in the kenjutsu kata, he did the latter. On the flip side, to compensate for this weakness as much as possible, you must be aware that if you use horizontal cutting yourself, you must not swing out like this. By making horizontal cuts within the range of the katana tip toward the opponent, it is harder to give the opponent an opportunity to counterattack. The last two kata we will introduce are the jo staff and kama sickle techniques. The opponent walking towards you tries to cut your arm at a kesa angle.
これがねここに来る前に処理されてるので三角形ができるんですよ。これ頂点に向かってってここに全部こういうふうにでこれはあくまで崩しなので、その後これがピャッとか、その後これがピャッとか。
Again, you are stopping the attack before it reaches its maximum power. By taking advantage of the Jo's unique characteristic of being able to hold both sides of the weapon, it can slide along the opponent's katana and break the opponent's stance in one stroke. The important point is to slide naturally without much force so that he cannot react. But what if the opponent tries to move before you can slide? Then you can use a simpler technique to solve the problem.
足元使って2寸5分を外すっていう。
Just like Seki Sensei did in the kenjutsu kata, he created space between the katana and its body by moving his right foot forward. This time, because you attack immediately after you block, it's almost impossible for the opponent to move away. You can even use a technique we learned from the mutodori in this situation.
こう止めるでしょ。だからねここが脆くなるんですよ。だからこう来たらこう来たら。
Because the opponent is attacking with one hand, and it is blocked before he can put power into his swing, you can easily steal the katana from him by grabbing the end of the tsuka and lifting it up. Another weakness of the horizontal cut is that if the attack is stopped, the wrist is at a weak angle. By the way, Seki Sensei now teaches these Jo staff techniques in our online lessons, so be sure to check out our Patreon page. The final kata is a kama sickle technique. This time, you let the opponent hit your weapon on purpose.
身代わりにこうかす。これを反作用させる。身代わりにこうかす。これを反作用させる。
相手の刀はもう通り抜けてしまってるんですね。
You are counterattacking after the energy of the horizontal attack is gone, especially by letting him hit your own weapon. You're killing his energy and using it for your own attack. You can do something similar with the katana too.
でこれをこうやるとねこっち向くと外れるんですよ。で身代わりに打たせる。ほら。
おお。
こう。はいってほら。こうですね。こう。はいってほら。こうですね。
Now you're thinking, the opponent would never hit your opponent like that, right? Don't worry. Even if he doesn't, with our Ryuha's kama techniques, there's a way to deal with it.
こうほらこうなってくる。こうほらこうなってくる。ここでシュッてやってこう止める。でこうするんですね。でこれをこう上げないで、こうだけ動かす。
Using the sickle like a can opener, you can wrap it around your opponent's katana and blast it away. His katana is thrown so far that it hits the floor. Even if you didn't do something as complicated as this technique, you could just simply hit his katana away and counterattack.
So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. 刀とか、武道をご存じない方からすれば、こう振り回すのが一番強いんじゃないかっていうふうに多分思われると思うんですけれども、どれだけこう合力な人であっても結局どこで力が作用するのかっていうような物理的なその現象に関しては絶対に変わらないと思いますので、結局やっぱり水平気味にももちろんですけれども弱点があるというところですよね。So everyone, if you learned anything new, if you have any other questions about the techniques in our Nihon regarding the horizontal cut, please let us know in the comments. And our goal right now is to achieve 150 members in our online lessons. If you're interested in learning the techniques of Asayama from Seki Sensei, please take a look at the description box. ありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。では、thank you very much for watching. 皆さんどうもありがとうございました。
Want to learn iai and kenjutsu skills from the kobudo master, Seki Sensei? Our online lessons have perfect English interpretation and are accessible to anyone worldwide. We will even be providing down ranks depending on your progress. Check the description box or pinned comment to join now.